This video is brought to you by Moomoo. Get a free share of Lucid stock as long as you complete a deposit of $100 on their platform. Links are below in the description or pinned comment section. And with that being said, let's get right into today's video. What's going on, everyone? Hootmoney here with another video for you guys today. Today we are going to be talking about Gmvd or Gmed Innovations and a new short squeeze stock that has about 15% of its free float due tomorrow via short exemption. So it should be a very lovely video. I am not live streaming this week. I am taking a quick break, refreshing, rejuvenating the mental health. So I will be seeing you guys back here next week. If you guys wanted to still hang out with me and trade, you can always join Hootmoney Trade Alerts. The rate for Hootmoney Trade Alerts will be going up in July. So if you want to get grandfathered in to the lower rate of $25 a month, you can do so in June. But with all that being said, let's get right into today's updates. So first things first, we are going to be talking about G Medical Innovations or Gmvd. This stock is just clearly being rugged, and the thing is that it's not really by retail. Yes, retail investors are in fact selling this, but they're not really selling it at the same rate as it's being dumped, and I'll prove it to you guys right here. So you can see clearly on balance volume did in fact come down on 6/22. This was the first day we saw an actually like a pretty decent fall off in on balance volume and price action in Gmvd. Then you can see 6/23, it comes down each and every single day. On balance volume has in fact been coming down, but when we're actually comparing this to what on balance volume was at in the past, it wasn't anywhere even close. I mean, the sell volume, you can see it yourself. It is so much less than the buy volume. So why are we in a market where buy volume brings us up about 100%, but then sell volume just completely rips out all of those gains, even when sell volume is not as high as buy volume? It doesn't make sense, but it might in fact lead to an explosive rally. I mean, you can see what ended up happening here. On balance volume was absolutely rugged. Market makers were using manipulation tactics, short exemptions, etc., and then it led to even more buy volume on the upside. What we have to look for today in Gmvd and what I think could be a huge catalyst are the failure to deliver. So that shows up here on Fintel. We don't have the new numbers for the first 2 weeks of June. However, we should get an update as of today, and we will be seeing all of the price action before this point. So this run right here, we're not going to see the failure to delivers for, but we do get to see it for this price action, and specifically on 6/13, there was over 60 million volume on the day. So that will be a significant portion of failure to deliver. So I'll be posting this on Twitter as soon as they come. Make sure you guys follow me on Twitter at HootmoneyYT. And again, guys, I hate to just be crying manipulation, but I mean, you can clearly see it here as pinpointed by the yellow X on Market Cipher, which is literally a manipulation signal, that this stock is just being completely manipulated down despite what normal price action suggests. I believe even the hourly chart was showing some manipulation as of this morning. So you can clearly tell that the stock should be bouncing, but it's not bouncing, and that's literally because money is literally being siphoned out by market makers. And I keep telling this to everyone. When I was trying to buy this stock originally, it was chilling at around 49 cents right there. I couldn't even get a fill myself until 53 cents. The stock right now is at about 61 cents. So it's barely up from my original entry. Meanwhile, on balance volume is through the flippin' roof. There's been over 100 million volume cumulative since I actually bought in. So it just kind of doesn't make sense, right? I mean, 60 cents is the stock price. I bought in at 53 cents. they're doing some really, really effed up stuff to keep this stock price down. I guarantee you the buy volume is much higher than 61 cents on this stock. So it is what it is. Gmvd likely won't be making its comeback until volume does come back into the stock. However, I do think there's probably going to be a very significant sum of failure to delivers that are due today. And then also the natural retracement back up, because it's clear buy volume is above sell volume and the price is sitting at 60 cents. I do think it is a solid dip buying opportunity. I'm not saying to just go out there and buy the dip, but I do think that it will likely come back up well above 80 cents. All right, so now I'm going to be bringing you guys the new short squeeze play, which is Cerna Industries, or CEAD, C-E-A-D stock. So this is a stock that was at about $1, pumped up to $2.49, then completely retraced back down into its previous demand zone before it took off, and now it is sitting with higher on balance volume, and the stock price is the exact same. So this is some nice on balance volume divergence here. And what's awesome about CEAD is that there is a ton of short exemptions due tomorrow. So you can see FINRA exempt volume is showing 975,000 short exemptions on 6/21. If we move up 6 days, we go 1, 2, 3. Today would be 4. Tuesday would be 5. And then Wednesday would be 6 trading days where the 975,000 short exemptions are due. Now, if we look at the free float of this company, you guys will see that it is only roughly about 7.78 million shares. So let's just get out our handy dandy calculator. We'll take 0.975 and then we'll divide it by the free float numbers and saying 7.23 million right there. So 7.23, that's roughly about 13.48% of the free float is being put on short exemptions as of 6/21. Now, if you guys remember correctly, Gmvd, which was the first stock we talked about in today's video, had roughly the same amount of short exemptions. If we add it up, they had about 874,000 short exemptions spread across the course of 2 days, and their free float was only 6 million shares. So that puts the free float at about 14.567% short exempted as of these 2 days right there. So CEAD is looking like the exact same setup right now. About 14% of the free float is shorted via those short exemptions, and it is listing a free float of only 7.23 million shares. There was some news to go along with this. This is why the stock even jumped up and had these short exemptions in the first place. As you guys can see, Cerna Cultivation Technologies secures letter of intent with Green Brothers Farm. This also has the potential for $10 million in revenues. I do believe it's spread off over the course of a few years, so it's not a huge news, but they still have insane financials. As you guys can see right here, they have $22 million worth of cash. Their market cap is at $9 million right there. And then if we go down to total equity values, they're at $18.75 million. Again, that's 2x the current market cap. They have none of those BS intangible assets or goodwill, so that's not going to really take up a huge proportion of those total equities, and it is still sitting very much higher than the current market cap. So with that being said, I don't know why this company is being shorted. There's so many companies that are like this. They're just being shorted because they're a penny stock in a bear market, but the fundamentals are actually pretty decent. Now, their income statement, they have slowed down on revenue growth, which could be a reason why their stock price is down, but they're still making money. They still have a good balance sheet, and they just secured the letter of intent to about $10 million in revenue. I mean, their company is worth $10 million right now. They're in a pretty decent financial position. Now we're going to take a look at potential sources of being diluted as a shareholder, and you guys know Hootmoney. There aren't really any for this stock. And same thing with options. There's absolutely zero options being traded on CEAD. The only real source of being diluted are from warrants. And then if we scroll down right here, warrants don't even have an exercise price until $5 or $9.45 per share. So there's plenty of upside before being diluted as a shareholder. Also, the company is cash flow positive. We also mentioned they have a very nice balance sheet, so they're not really in a position to dilute shareholders. Last but not least, let's look at the short interest here because it is very, very interesting. It had very low short interest before any of this occurred, about 3.67%. And now, as of today, short interest is sitting at 11.24% of the free float. Now you guys can see the stock price hasn't really even moved. So short interest is up a ton, but the stock price hasn't even really moved. So let's try to get an idea of where a lot of this short interest did accumulate. Now, a lot of it did accumulate on that spike up to about $2.49. However, there was an even bigger spike up the very next day when the stock price had a high of $1.32. And as you can see, another 487,000 shares were put on loan as of that day, which is roughly about 50% of the current short interest. So there is a decent amount of shorts that are just chilling right now near an all-time low. They've basically maxed out their utilization. It went up to 100% from 56% 7 days ago, an increase of 76%. Estimated short interest has an increase of 207% from 7 days ago, going from 3.67% to 11.24%. Cost to borrow has been increasing as well, sitting at 65% from 54% last week, an increase of 18.4%. So again, guys, it's just a really weird situation because short interest was not even high a week ago. All of this short interest has accumulated over the past week, and most of it has been under $1.30. I mean, most of that short interest, besides for 1 day of price action, which was very short-lived, most of that short interest actually came over here at lower price levels. That combined with almost 1 million short exemptions due as of Wednesday this week, no real source of being diluted as warrants are priced at $5 per share. CEAD is setting up to be an absolutely fantastic short squeeze opportunity for this coming week. That's all I got for the video. I hope you guys have enjoyed. As always, make sure to leave the thumbs up if you guys did. Share the video with other people as well. If you guys wanted to join Hootmoney trade alerts to bag up with Hootmoney, we recently called TRKA, which moved over 280% from the original entry. We also had Gmvd, which moved about 120% from the entry. We'll see what happens with CEAD, but if you wanted to bag up with Hootmoney, feel free to join Hootmoney trade alerts. But as of July, that rate will in fact be going up. So if you want to get grandfathered into the lower rate, you can join in June. There's also the obvious promotion that we talked about to get a free share of Lucid if you join Moomoo using that link below. But that's all I got today. I hope you guys have enjoyed. I'll be seeing you guys next time.